Meet Kagiso. He's a teacher who is getting ready to receive his students who are returning to school after weeks of lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19, a disease caused by the coronavirus, is highly contagious and is spread when fluid droplets carrying the virus are transmitted from one person to another or from objects or surfaces that some of these droplets have caught onto. How can a person get infected with COVID-19? When a COVID-19 infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks, droplets containing the virus are released into the air and then fall onto skin and other surfaces. If a person suspects that they might have been exposed to COVID-19, how will they know if it is COVID-19 or if it is just the common flu? The main symptoms to look out for are fever, dry cough, muscle ache, shortness of breath, tiredness, and diarrhea. The Department of Health officials are performing thousands of tests and screenings daily throughout South Africa. Anyone can contact the toll-free COVID-19 helpline or WhatsApp support service for a screening, and they will refer him or her if they need to get tested. The officials will be taking a small sample from the nose or throat. Luckily, there are many things that we can do as teachers and non-teaching staff to help prevent ourselves and our learners from getting infected with COVID-19. Since hygiene safety starts at home, we must all follow the 7 golden rules and encourage our learners to follow them as well. 1. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds each time. Encourage your learners to sing happy birthday twice to make sure they wash their hands for 20 seconds. If soap and water is not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol content. You must also make sure that all parts of your hands, including in between your fingers, wrists, and palms, are thoroughly washed or covered in hand sanitizer. 2. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. 3. Avoid close contact with people who are sick or who display any symptoms of COVID-19. 4. When in public, always practice social distancing, which means keeping a distance of at least 1.5 meters from others. 5. If you are sick, you must stay at home and try to keep a distance from others in your household. Make sure that you don't share items like unwashed eating utensils or personal hygiene items. 6. Cover your cough or sneeze with your flexed elbow or a tissue, then throw the tissue into a bin with a lid. 7. Your house must be regularly cleaned and all frequently touched objects and surfaces must be regularly disinfected with an alcohol-based disinfectant that contains at least 70% alcohol. The Department of Basic Education has developed guidelines for schools on maintaining hygiene during the COVID-19 pandemic. This document is available on the official South African government website or the Department of Basic Education website. They also developed standard operating procedures for teachers, non-teaching staff, and learners on the coronavirus outbreak in South Africa, which is also available on the Department of Basic Education website. It is essential to have a copy of these guidelines available during the orientation of teachers and non-teaching staff, where they will be instructed on the use of personal protection equipment or PPE, including hand washing soap, alcohol-based hand sanitizer, disinfectant, masks, 2 digital thermometers per school, and heavy-duty cleaning gloves, disposable aprons, and goggles or visors for cleaning staff. To reduce the risk of COVID-19 infection in the classroom, our schools will have to put the following measures in place. Learners must sanitize their hands when entering and leaving a classroom. Learners must be seated at least 1.5 meters apart where possible. It is very important that teachers make sure that there is proper ventilation and a flow of fresh air through the classroom where possible, and that they clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces, such as tables and chairs, with diluted bleach disinfectant hourly when in use, or less frequently depending on the circumstance. Pens and pencils must not be shared amongst learners or teachers. There should be no sharing of food or eating utensils. Everyone must wear a cloth face mask. Creating a safe and welcoming environment is critical to help our learners achieve their highest potential. We need to create a teaching and learning environment that is as normal as possible during this pandemic. Encouraging positivity throughout these tough times is utterly important. Let's stand together and take responsibility for our personal safety and the safety of our learners. There are many things that we can do to help Thando prevent getting infected with COVID-19. Since hygiene safety starts at home, we must all follow these 7 golden rules. 1. Thando must wash her hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds each time. She can sing happy birthday twice to make sure she washes her hands for 20 seconds. If soap and water is not available, she must use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol content. She must make sure that all parts of her hands, including in between her fingers, wrists, and palms, are thoroughly washed or covered in hand sanitizer. 2. Thando must avoid touching her eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. 3. She must avoid close contact with people who are sick or who display any symptoms of COVID-19. 4. When in public, she must always practice social distancing, which means keeping a distance of at least 1.5 meters from others. 5. If Thando feels sick, she must stay at home and try to keep a distance from others in her household. She must make sure that she does not share items like unwashed eating utensils or personal hygiene items. 6. She must cover her cough or sneeze with a flexed elbow or a tissue, then throw the tissue in a bin with a lid. 7. Thando's house must be regularly cleaned, and all frequently touched objects and surfaces must be regularly disinfected with an alcohol-based disinfectant that contains at least 70% alcohol. The COVID-19 pandemic is tough on all of us, and it's very important that we don't forget to stand by each other through these difficult times. What should Thando do if her friend needs a hug? Thando should not feel bad that she cannot touch someone or sit very closely to them while providing them with emotional support. She should explain that they are keeping their distance for everyone's safety and provide emotional encouragement and motivation while keeping her distance. Thando can also call her friends or family whenever she feels lonely or if she needs someone to talk to. Today, Thando is feeling a bit sick. She suspects that she might have been exposed to COVID-19. How will she know if it's COVID-19 or just the common flu? The main symptoms to look out for are fever, dry cough, muscle ache, shortness of breath, tiredness, and diarrhea. The Department of Health officials are performing thousands of tests and screenings daily. Thando can contact the COVID-19 helpline or WhatsApp help service for a screening, and they will refer her if she needs to get tested by taking a small sample from her nose or throat. She will also have to stay at home for at least 14 days while being monitored for symptoms. She's not allowed to go to school until she has recovered. When traveling to school, whether it's with public transport, sharing transport, or by walking, Thando must always practice social distancing and good hygiene to prevent the possibility of infection. To prevent the spread of COVID-19, Thando School will have to put the following measures in place. Teachers and learners are only allowed to attend school if they are healthy. Learners must sanitize their hands when entering and leaving a classroom. Learners must be seated at least 1.5 meters apart. It is very important that Thando's teachers make sure that there is proper ventilation and a flow of fresh air through the classroom, and that they clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces such as tables and chairs. Pens and pencils must not be shared amongst learners or teachers. There should be no sharing of food or eating utensils. If Thando and her classmates follow these rules, they will help create a safer environment. Let's work together and help Thando stop the spread of COVID-19. Meet Thabo and Dineo. Their daughter Tando is getting ready to go back to school after many weeks of lockdown due to the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19, a disease caused by the coronavirus, is highly contagious and is spread when fluid droplets carrying the virus are transmitted from one person to another, or from objects or surfaces that some of these droplets have landed on. How can a person get infected with COVID-19? When a COVID-19 infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks, droplets containing the virus are released into the air and then fall onto skin and other surfaces. If a person suspects that they might have been exposed to COVID-19, how will they know if it is COVID-19 or if it is just a common flu? The main symptoms to look out for are fever, dry cough, muscle ache, shortness of breath, tiredness, and diarrhea. The Department of Health officials are performing thousands of tests and screenings daily throughout South Africa. Anyone can contact the toll-free COVID-19 helpline or WhatsApp support service for a screening, and they will refer him or her if they need to get tested for COVID-19. The officials will be taking a small sample from the nose or throat. If your child is showing any COVID-19 symptoms, he or she is not allowed to go to school while their symptoms are being monitored. Luckily, there are many things that we as parents and guardians can do to help prevent ourselves and our children from getting infected with COVID-19. Since hygiene safety starts at home, we must all follow the 7 golden rules and encourage our children to follow them as well. 1. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds each time. Encourage your child to sing happy birthday twice to make sure they wash their hands for 20 seconds. If soap and water is not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer with at least 70% alcohol content. You must also make sure that all parts of your hands, including in between your fingers, wrists, and palms, are thoroughly washed or covered in hand sanitizer. 2. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth with unwashed hands. 3. Avoid close contact with people who are sick or who display any symptoms of COVID-19. 4. When in public, always practice social distancing, which means keeping a distance of at least 1.5 meters from others. 5. If you are sick, you must stay at home and try to keep a distance from others in your household. Make sure that you do not share items like unwashed eating utensils or personal hygiene items. 6. Cover your cough or sneeze with your flexed elbow or a tissue, and then throw the tissue into a bin with a lid. 7. Your house must be regularly cleaned and all frequently touched objects and surfaces must be regularly disinfected with an alcohol-based disinfectant that contains at least 70% alcohol. When our children are traveling to school, whether it's with public transport, sharing transport, or by walking, we must encourage them to always practice social distancing and good hygiene to prevent the possibility of infection. As parents and guardians, we must also ensure that our children are provided with accurate, age-appropriate information regarding COVID-19. We must ensure that our children are taught the 7 golden rules. Supporting your child's learning has a positive impact on their performance, and it will especially make a difference during these uncertain times. Creating an enabling environment at home plays a big role in your family's mental and physical well-being. Let's stand with Thabo and Dineo and take responsibility to keep our children safe and to support their learning during this pandemic.
It's the community responsibility, joined with the schools as well, to read, to encourage our learners to read, our children to read, even if it can be a magazine. So if you read aloud as a parent to a child, it's going to assist the child to comprehend, and it will stay in the mind of the child to relate what he's reading and to follow, to read as parents, because we encourage him to read to lead. So if the parents can lead in the reading at home, and us as teachers will be leading at school in order to read. Why is it important for learners to read every day? It boosts their self-esteem, it improves their reading skills and their vocabulary. They are able to have empathy, and they are able to read with comprehension and understanding. They are able to construct sentences using different grammars where they know to put full stop, punctuation marks, and they are able to perform better in their academic excellency during the course of the year. So reading every day with understanding, it develops the mind of the child, and it improves the mind of the child to know different backgrounds of the story, to know different factions within the books. That's why it is important for learners to read every day.
A role that can be played by a parent, it's very important. It's just that maybe it's something that we should also teach ourselves as parents, because we normally push the bulk to teachers and say, children, they spend a lot of time at school, but forgetting that, yes, they spend a lot of time at school, but their time should be about learning, not just being at school. And when they are at school, they are with the different teachers. Parents are people who are closer to children, who can be the better teachers to children, because remember at the same time that the parents are the ones whom the children, when they grow, they hear the voice of their parents first. They know the culture of their parents first, what they want, what they don't want. At the first year of a child, when he comes to school, they cry, they don't want to leave their parents. So you see, if the parents can enforce the culture of learning in their homes with their children, then I think we will be a better society, because it's important. You must also enforce
Good to see that you're all alive and kicking and have a lot of energy. Please reserve some of that energy for the speakers and engaging with them. If I can just get a little bit more silence, just so that we can be able to hear each other. We have a very, very important program that we are here to run. It's very important that we listen first and foremost, and that we engage and we respect each other. So I'll give you 2 more minutes just to try and calm yourselves down and be able to absorb everything that we are here for. The important people that are here are yourselves. So you are sabotaging yourselves by not allowing yourselves to be engaged. So please, if we can just calm down a little bit more, and then we can be able to begin with our program. Okay, guys, I think I'll begin by introducing myself first and foremost. Perhaps maybe I think that corner over there is the one that's a bit rowdy. Gentlemen in the corner there, I think you look like matrix in white jerseys there. You're not setting a proper example, gentlemen. Please, can we calm down? Let's relax, and let's allow ourselves to be engaged this morning, please. Teachers, I don't know if we can help. That corner is very rowdy over there. They're the ones that are causing a problem. The people that are sitting down are now calm. Please, can we just sort out the matrix there in the corner? Okay, I think we'll begin with the program. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Terence Kala. I'm the Media Relations Officer at the Department of Basic Education. Guys, please can we come down? Please can we come down? We'd like to start the program so that we can continue with the rest of the day. Please can we show ourselves a little bit of respect? Thank you, thank you. As I was saying, guys, my name is Terence Kala. I'm a Media Relations Officer at the Department of Basic Education. I want to thank you for coming out and for finally being able to calm yourselves down. Thank you once again. Welcome to Friday. We have a very short program that we'd like to bring to you today. The main construct of our visit today is to activate the three-stream model. Now, the three-stream model deals with three basic elements, and that's academic, it's technical, and vocational. So the speakers that I have here on my right and on my left are here to engage with you about the various streams, but also speak to you about career guidance that's on offer, but also about your own health as well, and in looking after yourselves, guys. So I wouldn't want to labor things too much. I want to just begin by requesting our guys just to play the national anthem for us. If we can please all just sing the national anthem, and then we'll then follow on with the rest of the program. I would like to call your principal onto the stage just to come and welcome us here today. Ma'am, if you'd like to join us, please.
I would appreciate who I believe I can fly. Can I use your mic?
You need senator.
And life was nothing but an awful song. But now I know the meaning of true love.
Good morning, everyone, and a warm welcome to all our honorable guests, and to you, the learners of Wordsworth, SGP members who are here, and the entire staff. Remember, I said the national anthem, it's a prayer. Until you get to understand that it was a prayer. But if you don't understand that, then you still need help, meaning that we must still pray for you so that you can understand that. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the office of Mr. Mhlanga, that is the DBE, and the entire team for this magnificent opportunity and willingness to partner with us as Wordsworth and walk a journey with us. We are truly grateful to you, Mr. Mhlanga, and your team. And as Wordsworth, we are also eager for this new season. Now, if you read Isaiah 43, verse 19 to verse 21, it reads as follows: Behold, I am doing a new thing now. It springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert. The wild beast will honor me, the jackals and the ostriches, for I give water in the wilderness, in the rivers, in the desert, to give drink to my chosen people, the people whom I formed for myself, that they might declare my praise. This verse speaks to us as Wordsworth. There's a new and big thing coming for us. So today is a special day. It symbolizes the beginning of a new season for Wordsworth High School. A season of change. A season of achieving great things. I trust today will be the first step in our journey to transform, and let's look at it as an opportunity for changed behaviors and growth as well. Now, in closure, there's a story I want to share with all of us. When I came here, I asked them to play R. Kelly's song, I Believe I Can Fly. I know some of you are so excited, but then don't know or did not get the message. Now, the story I want to share with you is that one day a woman saw a cocoon. She loved butterflies and their beautiful, colorful wings. She knew how a butterfly would struggle to transform from an ugly caterpillar into a beautiful butterfly. She saw the cocoon with a tiny opening. It meant that the butterfly was trying to make its way out to enjoy the world. She decided to watch how the butterfly would come out of the cocoon. She watched the butterfly struggling to break the shell for several hours. The butterfly had been struggling very hard to come out through the tiny opening. Unfortunately, even after continuous attempts for several hours, there was no progress. It seemed that the butterfly had tried its best and could not give any more try. The woman had a passion and love for butterflies and decided to help the butterfly. She got a pair of scissors and cut the cocoon to make larger opening for the butterfly and removed the remaining cocoon. Then the butterfly emerged without any struggle. But unfortunately, the butterfly looked no longer beautiful and had a swollen body with small and withered wings. She continued to watch the butterfly and was quite eager to see it fly with its beautiful wings. Unfortunately, the butterfly just crawled around with withered wings and a huge body. It was never able to fly. Although the woman had good intentions, she wanted to help. She did not know that only by going through struggles, the butterfly would emerge to be beautiful with their strong and colorful wings. The continuous efforts from the butterfly to come out of its cocoon would let the fluid stored in the body be converted into wings. Thus, the body would become lighter and smaller, and the wings would be beautiful and large. Now, the moral of the story is that we all need to undergo struggles so that we can learn to fly. Our struggles are different. We have been through the season of struggle. It's time we emerge from our cocoon as a beautiful butterfly and spread our wings and fly. I want you to believe in yourself and your capabilities. I and the entire staff and everybody who is here believe in you. We believe that you can be the best. But to be the best, you have to share the weight of old behaviors and embrace new behavior. In closing, I would ask the team again to play R. Kelly's song and let us enjoy. Thank you, MC.
Think that I could not go on, and life was nothing but an awful song.
Thank you so much, Principal. No, the time is coming, it's Friday. Don't worry, we've still got the rest of the day. Relax, I like the energy though. So just not to labor too much, guys. I hear the principal was talking about struggles. I see some of you are defeating the first struggle with the visor there. So that's good. I would not want to labor too much. I want to call the Chief Director for Communications at the Department of Basic Education, Mr. Elijah Mhlanga, just to come to the stage to give us a brief purpose of the day.
Abshen. Abshen. Minjan. Namen Fukil. Kai salam katsamako. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let's listen to each other. We cannot all be talking at the same time. Thank you so much. My name is Elijah Mhlanga, as Kala has indicated. I work for the Department of Basic Education. Today we are here because we feel that you are special. Even those that are still talking, even when I'm talking, you are still special as well, and I can see you there. If I see you talk as I talk, I'm going to call you to come on stage so that you repeat what you were saying when I was talking. I think that way we'll be able to. Do you want to come to the stage? You don't want to come to the stage? Do you want to come to the stage? You don't want to come to the stage? Okay. Not today is your day. You can come to the stage anytime and tell us what's on your mind. What we are here to do is to spend a few hours with you, to talk to you about what we are doing as a department. There's a lot of things that we are doing for schools. We know that you come to school, but you also don't have all the information regarding what we are doing as a department. One of the things that we are here to do today is to talk to you about careers. We know that your school has subjects that other schools don't have. We also know that there are other schools that you did not go to. You came to this school because there are certain subjects that are found in this school that they don't have in other schools. We want you to finish your schooling. It's very important that you finish. We want each and every one of you seated here today to know that as a department, we want all of you to finish your education. Don't just come to school because your parents said you must come to school. You need to come to school with a clear plan of why you're coming here, which subjects you are selecting, and why these subjects are important to you. We have something called 3 streams. 3 streams is basically pathways that we have created for you. If you want to go to university, you will go to university. If you want to go to a TVET college, or if you want to go for skills training, you will go there. If you want to do other things, it should always be available for you. So all of these things, the people that are seated here will be explaining to you some of the things that you need to begin to think about. What is important, though, is that each and every one of you, you need to have a plan. You need to know, especially if you are in grade 8. I think you are in grade 8. You need to know what subjects you'll be choosing when you get to grade 10. You make your choices in grade 9 so that you have a clear plan of which career path you want to follow. If you want to follow a particular career, you need to know which subjects you need to select. So this is not something that you must think about only when you get to grade 9. It's something that you need to think about right now. And you need to begin a self-assessment to ask yourself, what are your strengths? What are your hobbies? What are your interests? What are the things that excite you? What job would you do, even if they were to say we are not going to pay you? But what job is that one that you would like to still go to and do every day, even if they were not to pay you? So we want you to think about that, because if you do not have that plan, you are more likely to say school is boring. Is there anyone here who feels that school is boring? No, don't worry. I've seen you, those of you who have raised their hands. We are going to ask you to come to the stage to tell us why you think school is boring. So, do you know what careers you want to follow when you finish your grade 12? You already know. Do you know how many careers are available now that were not there last year and the year before? What careers do you think will be there when you finish school? Do you know? You see, it becomes quiet when we talk about that. It's fine. So what we are doing today, we want to challenge you to start thinking about these things. Ne? It's very important that when you're at high school, you already know what you want to achieve in your life. All of us, we need a plan. But along the way, there are other things as well that happen. And my colleagues that are here will be talking to you about some of those things. I'm going to leave it here right now. I'm going to ask the program director to come here to start calling some of our guests so that they can talk to you about exciting things, because I know that what I've been saying is boring you. So we'll bring people who are more exciting, people that I'm going to ask you to listen to. So even if you were talking when I was talking, it's okay, I don't mind. But after me, I'm asking that you please stop talking when someone is on the stage. Ne? Can we have a deal? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Mhlanga. So I think, yeah, segueing right directly on what Mr. Mhlanga said about you guys understanding the career choices you want and what subjects you need to take. I've got Abigail Baloyi from KETA, which is a division of the Department of Higher Education and Training. And she'll be here to speak to you just about what the program entails and what they have to offer for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let me just sanitize. Good morning. Dumelang. Sanbonani. Abusheni. Khuyamwore. Dimacheloni. How are you guys? My name, can I please have your attention? I only have about 10 minutes to speak to you, and I respect you so much, and I just want you to respect me too when I speak. If you want to speak, I'll give you a chance to come on stage. My name is Abigail Munene Baloyi. I'm from the Department of Higher Education and Training. I'm a career practitioner or career advisor by profession. I'm employed by the Department of Higher Education and Training, Career Development Services. I would like to thank the school management, the Department of Basic Education, for inviting us today to come to speak to important, very important guests, which are the learners of Wordsworth? Please help me to pronounce your school name. Wordsworth. Wow. Wordsworth. Okay, it's fine. By the time we leave here, I'll know how to pronounce your school. You know, I studied at what you call the previous education system, the Bantu education system. So it's Wordsworth. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Mhlanga and the team for inviting us and the school. So my purpose to be here is to speak to you about careers. Can I please have your attention, guys? Let's respect each other. I am from the Career Development Services, which is the National Career Development Services in South Africa. We offer career information, advice, and guidance. My job entails talking to learners like yourself. Guys, can you please listen? I was reading a story about this Indian guy who actually is suing his parents for giving birth to him. Do you know about that? You don't know? Please research and Google, ne? You cannot sue your parents for where you are today. The future belongs to you. Your parents brought you to school. What is more important for you is to learn. And your responsibility here at school, your occupation is a learner. You are a learner. So as a career advisor, we advise learners like yourself. Guys, please listen. We advise learners like yourself to make informed career decisions. I know we have learners who are in grade 8. Your school is from grade 8 to grade 12. Normally the grade 8 and the grade 9, we will advise them about subject choices because you need to choose your subjects. And you know, Mr. Mhlanga was talking about the 3-stream model, which is academic, technical, and vocational. So the subjects that you choose actually guides you towards a certain career path. Ladies there, can you please keep quiet? I know what I'm saying now might not make sense to you, but one day when you are in grade 12 and you come fetch your statement of results, you will think about me. Because some of you here, when you get your matric results, you come alone. Now you are sitting with your friends and you are laughing. It's all a joke. And you're making a joke like, look at her, what can she tell me? Yes, I might not tell you anything, but I know one learner will listen. So please pay attention. Time is moving. Time is not waiting for anybody. And I am so sad to see you not having respect. When adults speak, you speak. So I'm wondering what kind of parents you're going to be. Okay, let's go back to the main reason why I am here. As a career advisor, I said we offer career. What did I say? We offer career what? Information and guidance. We assist you to make sure that you know what to do. We talk about career plans. Who has a career plan? What is your career plan? Oh, don't laugh. Let's listen to him. What's your career plan, sir? Okay. Who is willing to tell me what his plan is? What is his career future? Please stand up. Listen, guys. We are not here to play. Please stand up, lady. Let's listen. What is your future career? Oh, meaning you want to be an engineer. Okay, let's clap hands for her. That is our future engineer there. And doing engineering, you need mathematics and physical sciences as your compulsory subjects. And you know, when we talk about the 3-stream model, for you to become an engineer, you don't have to study until you get to grade 12. Do you know that you can study, you complete your grade 9, you pass your grade 9, you go to TVET college. That's the vocational stream. So if you are in grade 9 and you feel that you don't want to take the academic route, meaning that you don't want to study to become a doctor, you don't want to become a psychologist or a lawyer, you are good with your hands. There are some people, we know we are not the same. There are some people, today you are having awards. Have you seen who there are those who achieve good grades? And there are those who just get average. So aretwani, which means that all of us, we don't have to go to university. Do you know? There are different post-school opportunities, which are universities, TVET colleges, we've got community colleges, we've got learnership opportunities that you can consider, because remember, we have different pathways. There are some of us, when we complete matric, we might not further our studies. Sometimes, in my time, people didn't go to school because there was no money to pay for their studies. But now we've got NSFAS. Do you know NSFAS? Yes. Don't you want to study NSFAS? Yeah. NSFAS stands for National Student Financial Aid Scheme, which is a bursary for every deserving student. One thing that they consider is your academics. Are you doing well? And you need to have the potential to study. So they look at your results. For those who are in grade 10, 11, and 12, especially the grade 11s, make sure you study very, very hard. If you want to go to university, your grade 11 report final, December, that is your token that will help you. It's your ticket to get admission at the university. Do you know? If you have family members or sisters or brothers or cousins who have completed matric, try to speak to them and find out those who are in universities or colleges or those who are working. Try to make a conversation. Sit down and ask them, what is happening? What pathway did you take? Why are you here? If Snapline for your life, other people will plan for you. Do you know? Do you know how Snapline, another person will plan for you even if you don't smoke? They'll make you to smoke. Because you don't have a plan, you don't have a direction for your life, you don't have a purpose. You need to have a purpose for your life. And one of the plans that you need to have, it's a career plan. You need to know how to get this subject. And if it's grade 11, what is it that I'm going to apply for? Where do I want to study? Do you know South Africa has 26 universities and those universities are not enough? Normally, they can only accommodate students who achieve very well. Imagine in your school here, I don't know how many you are. Let's say, you are 500. There are other schools, the whole of South Africa, they've got more than 1,000 learners. All of them, they want to study go university. All of them want to study go colleging. All of them want better jobs. Some of them, they don't even have any person who has a degree. Don't you want to be the first person, if there's no one who ever studied further, over the first one to buy that car, over the first one to stay in that suburb, but then you need a plan. Nothing happens in life without a plan. So Rona, as career advisors, we are here to help you and guide you. Information right, up to date. Because I remember once I had a client. She wanted to study, go university. I was her friend, Ari. My father is a security guard, but the friend told them, if you want to apply for NSFAS, you won't qualify because your father is a security guard. And you know what? That learner never applied for funding. Apasapila, when she gets to university, she couldn't study further because she didn't apply. You see, one thing about life, the teachers will do their part. Your parents will do their part. Your friends will do their part. It can be a good part and a bad part. It also depends who your friends are, because friends influence each other. But the major person who's able to do the role, the bigger part is yourself. Ha hona motho a tlo phelang bophelo ba hao. Right now, I'm talking, you are laughing, you are talking with your friends, but I'm talking about your life when alone. When you are alone, sleeping on your bed, thinking about your future. You can change your future today by making sure you have a plan for your life, you have a career plan. And you know, when you go to the TVET college, grade 9, I'm talking about the vocational stream. You can study vocational courses, which even leads to matric. Renale, what we call vocational matric. Where it's a NCV, level 2, level 3, level 4. NCV level 2, ilikanali grade 10. Level 3, ilikanali grade 11. Level 4, ilikanali grade 12. But the advantage, or occupational subjects. Let's say you do NCV electrical engineering. You also do some life orientation subjects and English, but also electrical stuff. Ne? When you finish NCV level 4, unali vocational matric, meaning you are ready for work because you are trained. Remember I said Haritswani, we are skilled differently. And then they are very good academically. Those that we encourage you, when you choose your subjects, make sure you choose mathematics and physical sciences. Why mathematics and physical sciences? They are what we call the gateway subjects. Gateway subjects, meaning a gate, a gate. It's gate. Unless if usa following me now, we lo jumper. Who don't follow the rules. Unfortunately, in life, you need to use the gate. Gateway subjects, they open doors for you for any course that you want. Grade 9, choose your subjects, but you know you are 15, 16, you are still trying to find yourself. As a teenager, is there anyone who has already found themselves? They know who they are, what they want to be, they are completely sure. Raise your hand, let me see. Good. Would you like to come and talk and tell us what is it? Would you like to come on stage? Let's just give him a chance. What's your name? What's your name?
Andile.
Andile. Andile. Okay, Andile, this is the real name. You are not here to play. You are not here to make fun. I'm going to take that mic from you. Understand? I respect you, Andile. You're telling me what subjects you're doing and what is your future career, and then you're gonna make it no matter what. You're not gonna be distracted. Exactly. If you speak things out of the mind, I'm going to take the mic. Okay, guys, let's hear Andile. Clap hands for Andile.
Come on.
Guys, pay attention. Andile, I'm giving you 2 minutes.
Can I please first?
I'm giving you 2 minutes. What is it that you want to do?
Can you please keep quiet first?
Okay, can you please keep quiet? Let's listen to Andile for 2 minutes. Shh.
Good morning, Wordsworth.
Andile, we don't have time. Please talk.
Oh, I can talk even when you're talking.
Okay. Guys, let's give Andile 2 minutes of your time as a brief. Can you please listen to Andile? He might be your future president. Okay, Andile, go ahead. You can talk.
Well, my future career is, I want to be a herpetologist. It's HERPETOLOGIST. And the reason why I want to become a herpetologist is because...
Guys, please stop it and listen to Andile. Give him respect. that he deserves.
Oh, yes, the reason I want to be a herpetologist is because I've loved working with reptiles and amphibians since I was 12. And I would say I found myself because I don't give in to peer pressure. I don't give in to peer pressure. I don't get influenced easily. And I got confident.
You've got 1 minute. 1 minute.
Shut up. I've just been told that I got 1 minute left and I don't got much to say. My backup plan for being a herpetologist is that I can become a herpetologist since I want to work with animals. I want to become a zoologist since I want to work with animals more. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Andile. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can I have your attention? Can I please have your attention? Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Andile. I love what Andile has said. He said since the age of 12. Because you know sometimes when we choose careers, we get inspired, ne? Have you noticed that there are some people in their families? Guys, I'm talking. Have you noticed that there are some people in their families, you find that all the family members are medical doctors. Some of them are teachers. Sometimes what we live around, we get inspiration. But as career advisors like myself, as Abigail, I have the skill and the ability to expose you to certain careers that you know about, that you don't know about. So make sure that you contact us. I'm going to give you our contact details so that you can contact us for career information. For example, when I say career information, you want to become a veterinarian. Guys, I'm not the master of pronunciation, eh? I'm human, hey? Just like you. Let's say you want to become a veterinarian, eh? You need physical sciences and mathematics. And then what we advise is that you make sure that you get a mentor. Who has a mentor in their life? Who has a mentor in their lives? A mentor is someone who helps you and guides you and pushes you to succeed. Guys, can you please pay attention, especially the senior students? The junior students, please pay attention. I'm about to leave the stage.
Can we also get some of the teachers just to assist? There's quite rowdy pockets of people that are just disturbing us, please.
I was saying that as a career advisor, we will help you to know which subjects to choose. We will help you and assist you to make an informed career decision, meaning that you make a decision with the right information. For example, you know someone will apply at Tshwane University of Technology to become a medical doctor, meaning that that person doesn't know that you can't study for medicine at TUT. Somebody applies to become a medical doctor whilst they don't have physical sciences. You can't. You need physical sciences, you need mathematics. And I know some of you, we think that because you have smartphones, you are informed, you can Google, you can search, but you'll find that actually it's the negative. Many people don't actually search for right information. Make sure that you take advantage of the devices that you have to search for right information. So from the career development services, we are a multi-channel service, meaning that you can send us a please call me. I'm going to give you business cards. I can see that many of you, because of your friends, you're not paying attention, but you can call Uliwani privately call us or send us an SMS. Go 072-204-5056. But you're gonna get cards. You just send an SMS and say, please help me. I want to become a lawyer. I don't know what to do. These are my subjects. Please help me. I don't know if I'm the right path. Please help me. I'm in grade 12. I need to apply. Can I see the grade 12s? Can you please raise your hands? Grade 12 learners. Grade 12 learners, the message that I have for you is to encourage you to apply. We have a campaign called Apply Now. Universities are open. TVET colleges are open for applications. If you want to study, I'm still on the stage, guys. I'm still here. If you are in grade 12 and you haven't started with your application, make sure that you start and apply. Already some universities are closed. They are full for certain programs. And when you apply, make sure that you follow the guidelines. Certify your school report. Certify your ID. Remember, they want your grade 11 report. So the grade 11s, when I say to you, make sure you study very hard. With the grade 12s, unfortunately, the report that you have is what you're going to submit at the university. And why the universities want your grade 11 report? Because they can see from January to December. They can see, okay, Isaac, this is how he achieves. It gives them an idea whether they should admit you or not. So make sure if you are in grade 12, you haven't started to apply, please consult us. I'll be there with my manager at the DHET CATA stand. Make sure you come and ask questions. And as I said, there's financial aid. You know how South Africa offers free higher education? You don't pay a cent. As long as you pass a pila. But on the sad part, if you don't pass, they withdraw the bursary. Pocket money. They pay your accommodation. Imagine what's on the University of Cape Town. They pay accommodation for you. They buy books for you. They give you free pocket money. All you have to do is go to school, pass, chance. Because if you're doing a 3-year degree program and you don't finish in 3 years, they stop funding you. They actually give you 5 years to complete your qualification. So you can hear some people worry, now I've been excluded, continue and So guys, I just want to encourage you, Huri, take your studies very seriously. You are in high school, you are in grade 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. You might be playing, you might be involved in drugs or smoking. Look at your life and change today. Your future is in your hands. And Aruna, as the Career Development Services, as career advisors, we are here to offer you that career information, that advice and guidance. Those who have email, I hope my grade 12, you all have email addresses. The Gmail account, it's free. Because when you apply, you need an email address. Use your cell phone number, use your own email address, and don't ask somebody to apply for you. Rather let them help you and assist you. I have spoken to many learners, apply. So don't rely on your friends. It's your future. Take responsibility for your future. Be accountable for your life. No one will account. It's your life. Unale opportunity, unale chance. You know, when we talk my age group, normally they will say, if there's one thing that I can do, is going back to high school. You need to enjoy your high school years. High school years, how it's finished. You go into another life which is very serious and which is very competitive. Right now, when you go to university, it's like the same. But then go university, it's different because our teacher will be behind you. Our number why usai skolong? Our necessary guide. You take the decision. You decide you go to school or not. And if you don't, you fail. And how fail about go university? Go university. And once you go back to university, all the other universities won't take you. So guys, I'm here to encourage you, Huri, take your studies very seriously. And then I just want to give you our telephone number, which is 086 999 You call us. When we answer your phone, you say, please call me, and we assist you in the language that you want to speak in. If wabula na wena, wabulela bulela wena, we are kuluma nawe, so we are even multilingual. I'll come to you. 086 999 0123. You call us. When we pick up the phone, you say, please call me back. We call you and we assist you about your career plan, because we encourage that you have a career plan. During the school holidays, I encourage you to don't stay at home. Ask people, go to companies and say, you know what, I'm in grade 10. I want to become a lawyer. Can I come and see what a lawyer does? Interview people. You want to become a doctor. You want to become a plumber. Ask a plumber and say, please tell me, why did you study? You understand? So we are also available on Facebook. Our Facebook page is for Career Help. And then we also on Twitter. Those who are on Twitter, it's RSA Career Help. And our website is www.careerhelp.org.za. And we are based in Pretoria. And those who listen to radio, we're also available on radio. I normally speak on SABC Mungana because I'm Tsonga. So I speak Xitsonga on SABC Mungana Lonene every Tuesday. You can listen to me. I offer career advice to other learners also nationally on radio. So you are fortunate you can hear me in person today. And I thank you so much for paying attention. I thank you so much for the respect. For more information, we will be based at the back there. Please come, especially the grade 12 learners. Please come so that we can assist you with information on applying, information on financing your studies, and even other pathways that you can take. If you are in grade 9, also you want to take the vocational stream, come to us so we can assist you, because I know some learners, parents don't understand. We're even able to speak to your parents and explain to them. If you are confused, there's nothing wrong with that. We can assist you so that you can narrow down your interest and make a decision that will affect your future. Thank you so much for your attention. Thank you, Program Director.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Abigail. Guys, I hope that just, even if it's 10 of you, that were listening adequately to Abigail and take that message and walk yourselves to that stand just so that you can get the advice that you need. It's never too early for the grade 8s here, even this guy here that's lying down on the beach, or the matrics up there, you know. It's never too early, it's never too late. The most important thing is that you need to take charge of your own future. So I'm going to call to the stage Mr. Clive Bapela. He works with the Funza Lushaka bursary scheme, and he's going to tell you a little bit more about what you can be able to get through the Funza Lushaka bursary scheme.
Thank you, Program Director. Good morning, everybody. Mine is going to be very short. I'm in a business of we're looking for teachers. We want people who are passionate about teachers. We want potential teachers. Now, to qualify for this bursary, what we want from you is only to pass your matric. With a bachelor pass, then you get this good bursary. We give you a bursary of 500,000 rands for 4 years. Annually, we give you 150,000. The 150,000 caters for your accommodation. We pay for your accommodation. We don't want our Funza Lushaka bursary holders to stay outside campus. We've got experience. We know what happens when people stay outside campus. So normally what we encourage you to do is when you apply, we want you also to apply for accommodation so that you stay within the campus. We also give you money for stationery and textbooks. We also give you money for a laptop. We buy you a laptop when you start. Also, on your last year, when you complete your degree, We give you also a brand new laptop so that you start teaching with that particular laptop. We also give you money for living expenses. We give you money for breakfast. We give you money for lunch. We give you money for dinner. Can you see? We provide for everything. We also give you a nice monthly stipend. As a Funza Lushaka bursary holder, we don't want you to go around asking money from other people. We give you a stipend. If you're a girl, that stipend will always look after. You can use that stipend to look after your hair. You can always do your manicure and pedicure. You don't have to ask anybody to help you. Funza Lushaka will take care of you. With the boys, you can always go to Mr. Price. You can always go to Markham's. You open up an account, then you'll manage to pay your monthly premium in terms of the account. Now, to qualify for this nice bursary, what we need from you, I said, we only want you to pass your matric with a bachelor pass. If you want to be a foundation phase teacher, we want you to pass your home language with a level 5, your English level 4, and also you pass your, if you're doing maths lit, we want you to pass your math lit with a minimum of level 4. If you're doing pure maths, level 2. Level 2 is a pass. If you want to do intermediate phase, we want you to pass your home language, level 5, your English, level 4. This time, we don't want maths lit. We only want you to pass pure maths, level 4. Then you qualify for intermediate phase. But if you're doing life science, if you do maths lit, we consider your life science, then we'll take you for the language and natural science. Then you'll qualify for intermediate phase. If you want to go and teach at the high school, FET, what we want you to do is only to pass 2 of your subject with a level 4. You can take a language and a content. You pass them with a level 4, then you qualify for the bursary. Unfortunately, those who are doing commercial subjects, we've got an oversupply of commercial teachers. It is unfortunate, we won't accept you. If you are interested, I've got forms with me there. You can come and request forms, you populate the forms, you submit them at the district office. In November, we sit down, we select. Before your results comes out, then we will inform you about your application. After you've passed, then we'll give you a promissory letter. When you go to university, you don't have to pay anything. We give you a letter. That letter is known as a promissory letter. You produce that letter at the university, they unblock you, then you start registering. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Pratlife. So guys, for all of you that are interested in teaching, Pratlife is right here. There's a white gazebo over there written Funza Lushaka. Please go over there. The industry, or rather the sector, needs more young teachers. There's a lot of teachers that are leaving the system. We need more people that are young, innovative, and that can definitely relate to yourselves. So guys, I want to keep the program moving. Up next, our speaker is going to be Sis Vicky. She is a musician, a gospel singer, and a motivational speaker as well. So I would like her to come to the stage and speak to you just about some of the work that she does and why she's here today.
Hello. Sanbonani. Asqalela, let's start here. The front group, can you go? Aye, don't cry, sing, yo. Go. Say it again. And the second group will go. The first one goes, and the second one goes, The third one goes, and the fourth one goes, You guys are hopeless. I was doing auditions. I wanted to start a choir. I wanted to get backing vocalists from you. Are you well? Okay, my name is Vicky Vilagazi. I am a gospel singer. So I just want to please behave. Please. I'm begging you, behave. I'm going to talk about just a few minutes. Your beginning doesn't determine your ending. Can I say that again? Your beginning does not determine your ending. Quiet there, please. Which means it doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter how you start in life. It is not by choice that you started where you started. It was not by choice that you were born from the parents or from the combination of the parents you have. But it is your choice where you are going to end. Guys, can you hear me? If you forget everything I said, remember one thing. Your beginning does not determine your end. Which means you can be born from a millionaire couple, but that does not give you guarantee that you will be a millionaire when you are old. You can be born from a poor family, but that does not mean you will be poor forever. It is the choices you make. Your beginning is not in your hands, but your future is 100% in your hands. So the teachers that are here are like your parents. They are just giving you direction. It is up to you whether you are taking it or not. And there is no excuse. Let me tell you something, Mina. I started as a young girl from a very poor family. I was dark in complexion. My sister was lighter. And they gave her a nickname, Beautiful Girl. Mina, they gave me a name, Plati. Now I'm talking about bullying. That it's not an excuse. You cannot fail because you are bullied. So, yes, and the mirror confirmed it. When I looked at the mirror, I realized that the mirror, these people are telling the truth. My nose is blood. I am bloody. And when I look at my sister, she's beautiful, light in complexion. She's a beautiful girl. As if that was enough. When my sister is standing in my brackets, she's got brackets. But the problem with me, kiss. I don't know what kiss is in English, but my knees are fellowshipping. There's some fellowship going on down there on my knees. But you know what I did? I looked at what I do best. I had to compete with the beautiful girls and look at myself. Now, when I realized that my sister can sing, but her range ends here. Count on me through thick and thin. She ends there. But I realized that I can go higher. A friendship that... And I thought to myself, yes, that's where my money is. That is where my future is. With my black, dark skin and my kiss, but I've got something. So let them laugh at you. It's okay. It's part of the journey. Let them give you labels and names. It's part of the trip. Only if you can focus, put your on the goal. This is where I want to go. Now listen. I'm about to finish. I'm not going to tell you something that is in the book that I heard somebody talking about, but my life story. Now, when I was growing up, my parents left me with some family. They used to treat us differently with their daughter, who was same age with me. So in the morning, they would give me black tea and dry bread. But they would give their daughter Milo and buttered bread. So every time I wake up in the morning, I spoke to myself, which means when you wake up in the morning, speak to yourself and say, this is who I am and this is what I want to be. It is not my choice that I'm in this position right now, but it is my choice and where I'm going to be tomorrow. I woke up in the morning, they drove him to school. I walked long kilometers by foot, but I kept saying to myself, one day I will wake up in the morning, I will go to school, I make sure I study and pass my grades very well. And when I work, with my first salary, I'm going to buy myself Milo. So Milo was my motivation. I wanted to go to school because I wanted to get to a point where I can have money and buy myself hot chocolate. So what is your motivation? What is that one thing that you wish you had when you look at your friends and you don't have? What? Lamborghini. It is possible. What? Quality food. That is possible. Now let me tell you something. When I grew up, I finished my matric. But my parents, we did not have NSFAS then. So my parents could not take me to university. So I ran with my gift. I am a singer. I pushed my way into the music industry. But it wasn't easy. In the music industry, again, you wake up in the morning and you make choices. I'm from a poor family. I want something better for me and my family. Because there, you are exposed to every substance. You are exposed to alcohol. You are exposed to sex, free sex. But let me tell you, it is up to you. Aibo. It is up to you. You have to decide, this is what I want for myself. And let me tell you, my first house, my bedroom was upstairs. So, langlala pezulu, because of my choices. People were saying bad things about me, but I decided to focus. I am not my mother and my father's failure, but I've got my future in my hand. And after that, on my last step, I bought myself an Audi. Mamelani, listen, I man, Wordsworth, listen. And it was not just an ordinary Audi. It was not a second-hand Audi. It's in Chelen, Beitwizile. Now, from a poor background, I became the breadwinner for my family. Even now, I am that for my family. You can change your family's life only if you can begin to make right choices today. So when you wake up in the morning coming to school, no more psychology. Walk your path alone, because when you are out of school, they won't be with you. So remember these words. Your beginning does not determine your ending.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sis Vicky. Great, great, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I heard a few singers as well here in the front here when we were humming there. I'm sure we can get a presentation later on, you know. Thank you, Sis Vicky. That was a very motivational story. I think if there's anything that I would grab from that, guys. If there's anything that I would grab from that, guys, is that your choices, the choices that you make, will determine your trajectory, guys. And we're not only talking about academic choices, life choices, but also health choices. And to speak to us a little bit more about some of this, we've got Mr. Themba Baloyi, who comes from the Department of Health. He's here just to speak to us and engage with us about the aspects of health promotion as well. Let's give Mr. Baloyi a chance, guys.
Molweni. I'm Shane. Thanks, Program Director. As indicated, I'm from National Department of Health. I will talk about careers in health. I will not talk about anything other than the related thing. The reason that we are here is that we have a challenge. Can you listen, guys?
Let's quieten down, please.
This information will give you... Please, give me a time. If you check in South Africa, we have a challenge in terms of career, health-related career. If you can do your research and you check how many psychologists we have in South Africa, surely it will give you an indication in terms of careers. So I want to make sure that you engage. I cannot talk when you are talking. That's unfortunate. So please, guys, follow the career in health so that we can have a healthy South African. We have got a lot of stream in health-related career. You are psychologists, you are doctors, and all of those information. So if you want to follow the career in health, you have to do mathematics, science, and biology, and English. You must do great. So this is a critical information that I'm giving to you. So any other things, I will give you the information on the stall there. Most of the things my sister have already indicated in terms of that. But please follow the career in health so that you can able to assist our people in South Africa in terms of health. I think I'm done.
Thank you. Nice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Baloyi. Guys, if we can just ask one more time, I think it's very unfortunate that every speaker has to ask you to keep quiet, you know? It's very unfortunate, it's very disrespectful, guys. Let's give the speakers an opportunity. We're here for you, you know? That's the reason that we are here. So I'd like to call next Mr. Abner Mariri. Mr. Mariri is a recovering drug user, and he's turned his life around to become an entrepreneur. So we do know, please keep quiet here, guys. Please keep quiet. Shh. So we do know that the school faces quite a few challenges with regards to drug use and perhaps maybe even the sale and consumption of drugs at the school. So Mr. Mariri is here as an indication of how you can be able to turn your life around and what a positive life looks like after drugs. Mr. Mariri, please.
I take this opportunity to express a word of gratitude to the school principal, to the staff, to the SMT, to the school governing committee, members of the school governing body. I would like to also officially thank the Honorable Chief Director, Tate Elijah, for affording me the opportunity to be here. My platform associates, it is a joy and a privilege for me to be here. I'd like to begin with a story. It is a simple story of a chicken. The principal, when he was here, actually reminded me of that story. And I thought this morning I will break bread with you in starting that story. It is a beautiful story of an eagle and a chicken. One day an eagle lost an egg. And as fate would have it, the chicken found the egg. Like any concerned parent, the chicken took the egg home. And it sat on it and it gave it the love and the warmth and the care of an incipient mother. 2 weeks later, that egg hatched. And out stepped a beautiful eagle. That eagle had eagle history. It had eagle genes. it had eagle chromosomes, it had eagle power, and it had eagle potential. But because it grew up in chicken surroundings, that eagle lost a sense of personal identity. It wanted so much to look like the chickens in the barnyard. And interestingly enough, the chickens in the barnyard, they knew the identity of this eagle. So the chickens had a chicken boss perat, an imbizo, a private meeting independent of the eagle. So they began to discuss amongst themselves as chickens and said, we've got to keep this eagle thinking it's a chicken, because the day it ever finds out it's an eagle, it will grow over us. Well, that eagle grew up with an inferior complex. At one stage, that eagle considered cosmetic surgery, going to the hospital, getting rid of its beautiful feathers so it can skip and jump like the chickens in the barnyard. But one day, telecommunications, that eagle was playing in that barnyard. That chicken was playing in that eagle was playing in the barnyard. And as it was playing, lo and behold, it gazed upward, and it saw a full adult eagle caught in full flight, navigating the yonder skies, and that eagle's mind in the barnyard was blown. And it said to itself, wow, I sure wish I could be like that eagle. Well, that eagle in the sky perceived the dilemma in which this eagle in the barnyard was, and it flew right across time and come and wake this eagle up and said, boy, you are not a chicken, you're an eagle. Your eye was not meant just to look at the tree trunks, and your mighty paws were not meant to kill the caterpillars, but you are not a chicken, you're an eagle. Well, sometimes as I travel across the lengths and breadths of this country, I see nothing but eagles who've abdicated their responsibility to soar like eagles, and they've relegated themselves to chicken citizenship. And with my small presentation here today, I've come to challenge you, to nudge you, to push you, to say it is time to soar once again. Because judging by the talent that is within Wordsworth, I believe strongly that you possess the capacity and the capability to achieve anything that you would like to achieve. You are an eagle. One of my favorite programs on television, can I ask you, can I indulge you? I know there are people who are talking. Can I indulge those who are listening to look at your neighbor on your left and look at your neighbor on your right? Please tell them you are simply the best. You are not a chicken, you are an eagle. Please tell them. That's good. Wordsworth, that's brilliant. Wordsworth, I'm proud of you. Wordsworth, it is amazing. Can I ask you to put your hands together for yourself? Uzishayele izandla. You're a dynamite, you're a champion. You see, in that story is a story of my life. Because at one stage, I felt my horizons were prefixed. I felt I could only achieve up to so far. And therefore, I literally wallowed in my shame and I drowned in my own misery. But somebody once said that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. And my stars came when I came into contact with the writings of the late Stephen Bantu Biko, who wrote quite extensively in the book called I Write What I Like. He talks about the philosophy of, and Stephen Bantu Biko effectively says, if it is to be, it is up to you. Tony Campolo wrote quite extensively. In one of the books that he writes, he talks about human nature and human character. And he says people need to do through Nigeria. And as I was getting at the OR Tambo, there was a young man who ran to me and said, Bra Abna. I said, Chief, I'm running late. You come back. Okay, I'm coming to meet you. And he met me. He said, Bra Abna, I'm to motivate us. I sat, I opened my ears, I listened. I was brought up by my grandmother. I had absolutely nothing. But I took your words to heart. You are in a coffee shop having my coffee here because I own this store at OR Tambo, but I also own 2 more at OR Tambo. That young man gave me an envelope, shoved an envelope, and said, Bra Abna, be on your way. And I left the airport. I was elated. I was excited. I held his hands. I prayed with him. I said to him, you need to pass it on to somebody else. I guarantee you today, seated here, are dynamites. Seated here are champions. Seated here are accountants. Seated here are chief executives who are going to run their own businesses. But it starts with you recognizing that you are not a chicken, but you are an eagle. And as an eagle, you're going to soar and you're going to seize the opportunity at your disposal. When the Department of Education organizes events like this, you're going to be the first one to come and sit down and listen and pay attention, because you are not defined. 5 years from now, the person that you are sitting next to, you will never see again. But 15, 20 years from now, they might be the one that is going to employ you because you never seized the opportunity and took the opportunity with both hands. And I'm here to tell you that you need to seize those opportunities. So Tony Campolo, what does he say? He says three things. He says, number one, you need to take risks. Life is all about taking calculated risks. Somebody said, good things come to those who wait. I said it might be true for them, but not for me, because they will only get those things that are left by those who hustle, those who make things happen. Number two, he says we need to laugh a lot more. There's a philosophy that governs my life, and that is I work hard, but by the same token, I play hard. But number three, he says something that is profound. He says we need to leave a legacy behind. Frantz Fanon says, never forget where you come from and always remember the bridges that carried you over. Dr. King puts it well when he says that life is interrelated. He says we are caught up in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied up in a single garment of destiny. What affects one directly affects all indirectly. You can never be what you ought to be until I am what I ought to be. And strangely enough, I can never be what I ought to be until you are what you ought to be. Here's my conclusion. I grew up in Kwatema, born and bred in Kwatema. I'm child number 7. My mother worked as a domestic worker in Springs. My father worked for a company called Van Leer. Every Sunday, I used to go to the airport with a friend of mine, Dr. David Mulapo. And we will sit at the airport. We will watch planes come in and we will watch planes go out. We will see people bidding their loved ones farewell, and we will come back to the township. Ngaleso skati, begana electricity, begbaswa nje istofo, samalahle kupuma intutu. I said to Mulapo, we encourage each other. And we said one day we're going to see ourselves flying and going overseas. Lo and behold, it was 3 years later. I got at the age of 19, I got an opportunity to leave the country to go to the United States of America, where I stayed for 15 years, 14 and a half years, I stayed in the US. I'm not the brightest, I'm not the baddest. Because let me tell you, when I was in high school, I failed matric. And I just did not only fail matric, but I failed in flying colors. But I'm grateful to the friends that encouraged me to say, you need to go back. And I went back, and guess what? I traveled to the US. When I got there, it was a serious struggle. I did not have money. I was sleeping on the streets. I was begging. It was a lady who picked me up, Mrs. Butler. She took me into her own home, and I stayed with Mrs. Butler. She taught me how to drive. I went to a school called Los Angeles City College on Vermont, and I got kicked out because I could not pay for my fees. And I wrote letters requesting for scholarships, and eventually, after an arduous journey, I got a scholarship to go to UCLA, University of California at Los Angeles, and I studied there. In the process, because there was a hustler in me that reminded me where I came from. I used to call my mother. I said, Mom, the day I start working, you're going to quit your domestic worker job and you're going to stay at your house. I'm going to double your salary. My first job that I got a job working at McDonald's. The first person I called was my mother. I say, you are quitting. I'm going to send you, at the time, it was $120, and I will faithfully send my mother $120 so that she can survive and she can retire because she worked tirelessly hard. We were 7 at home. bekunzima sihlupheka kungekho mnandi. But when in the US, while I was there, I started a musical group. And the musical group grew by leaps and bounds. I ended up working with Quincy Jones. I ended up working for a show called A Different World that was started by Bill Cosby. I met the late Hugh Masekela. I met Stephen Van Zandt. I met Bruce Springsteen. The list is long. You can check me out. You can Google Abna Mariri. You will see. I eventually got an opportunity. With a good friend of mine, Lebo M. We went to the Lion King and we worked together there. Okay? Now, I come from the US. When I came from the US, when Madiba was released out of prison, the first place that he came was the United Nations. And we were called, all of us who were funded by the United Nations, they told us to go back home. After 14 years, I came back home and I kissed the ground I walked on. We were 7 at home. I was the first child. It makes me cry. I want to cry. I was the first one in my entire Mariri clan to graduate from a university of higher learning. I was the first one to break the cycle in my own family. And today, I'm looking at dynamites and champions who will be the first one to break the cycle in their home because you have never, ever achieved. So when I came back, I broke that cycle. And when I broke that cycle, guess what happened? They threw a party elokishini. Bahlabi nkuku, bahlabi zimvu, babiza nabangani. There were guys who never believed that I can achieve anything. My siblings asked me to wear my robe. And when I wore my robe, it was my sister, number 1, Kumbule Kamina, number 7. My firstborn sister at the time, she had 3 kids of her own. She was working as a clerk. She said, my brother, thank you for breaking the cycle of no education. You have shown me and you have encouraged me to go back to school. Anabantwana by 7, by 3, asebenza, ashadile, wabuyele eskoleni, wa corresponda. When she retired with a master's in education. Now, when you come, I say it with humility, when you come to the Mariri clan, now you will find Opa, who's got a master's in chemistry, who's got an MBA. You will find Tumisane, who's an engineer. You will find so-and-so, who's there. What did we do? We broke the cycle of no education. I then said to them, I called them, I said, we're going to break a cycle of becoming of no money. So I, Abna, will become the first millionaire in this clan, in this family. And I'm looking at some of you who will become the first millionaires. Now, guess what happened? As I go to take a seat, I became an author. I got married. And when I got married, I had kids. My brother, just cut long story short, had a little boy named Sibusiso. Sibusiso was in high school. He was actually in Brakpan High. When he finished matric, he was a rowdy little boy. When he finished matric, he said, Dad, I want to go and study food technology. I said, you choose where you go. And Sibusiso went to a place called Takis in Pretoria. And I said, stay with your brother Dumisane, cousin brother Dumisane. He's an engineer at Ford. And after 6 months, I'll find a flat for you. Sibusiso was 17 years old. He went to that place, stayed with Dumisane. After 6 months, Sibusiso liked to party. He didn't come home. After writing exams, he didn't come home. Dumisane calls me, said, Sibusiso did not come home. I said, well, mhlambe ukezama kharavu. Only to find Sunday afternoon, I had to rush, take my brother, rush to Pretoria, and found Sibusiso at the age of 17 years old. He had been pushed from the 6th floor, and he was in ICU. And I couldn't say words to him, but on June 16 will never be the same again for me. Sibusiso, unfortunately, we were called by the doctors. We went to that hospital. When we got to that hospital, we had to pray with him, and I had to switch machines off with my brother. And I stayed with him until 5 o'clock, switched machines at 9 o'clock. At 5 o'clock, he passed away. My same brother followed a month later, and I couldn't cope. I'd gone to speak because I do 3 things today. 1, I do manufacturing. Okay, when you ride on Gautrain, you must look at this face, because every concrete sleeper that the Gautrain is riding on, I manufactured them. Okay? So we do manufacturing. The second aspect is that we do consulting. And obviously the third component is that we're passionate about community that has shaped and groomed us. I found Sbusiso. I could not cope. My brother had died. Sbusiso had died. I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I had gone to speak. They said, after speaking, let's go and chill somewhere. I went upstairs to go and chill. And when I go to chill, they said, what do you drink? I said, I drink wine. They gave me wine. And after 3 glasses of wine, I got slightly tipsy. And I said, it was a Tuesday night, I'm going home. But I asked for a restroom. They said, go upstairs. There is a door on the left. Instead of going to the door on the left, I went to the door on the right. In that door on the right, there was approximately 9 or 10 people. And there was a table in the middle. In the middle of that table, there was every drug that you can possibly find. I got 2 people that I knew very well. They pushed the door, locked me inside, and they said to me, hey, Chief, you got to try something now. You found us. I was tipsy. I was slightly depressed. I looked on the table. I didn't like anything that went up my nose. I didn't like pills. So there was a little clear pipe. And that pipe was a crack pipe. It looked like a cigarette. And I took it. They showed me how to do it. You take a rock, you burn it, and then you inhale. And they said, you got to inhale slowly. I inhaled 15 minutes. They laughed at me. And eventually I said, no, guys, I have to go home. When I got on the freeway, that drug started to kick in. I parked the car on the side. I savored the moment. And it was like a new world was opened up for me. Let me tell you, I hate drugs with a passion. I don't like drugs. I hate them with a passion. I made a U-turn, and I went back to that house, and the madness began. I became something that I never thought I could become. I was married, a father. I brought drugs into my home. I stole. I lied. My kids' jewelry. School fees I never paid. The sheriff became my friend. I was full of grandiosity and pride. I manipulated everything. I will steal your phone and be the one who's looking the hardest for it with you. And before long, I'm grateful. Before long, I lost weight. I became a machine. I became the talk of the town. People started to talk about me like I was a dog. I smoked. There's nothing that I could not do. And eventually, okay guys, I'm almost done. I'm taking my seat. But eventually, it was the late Huma Sikela and Lebo M who came to my house and said, you are going to rehab. I went to my first rehab, Crescent Clinic in Senton. I relapsed while I was in the clinic. And I came out, I went to ELM Clinic in Kempton Park, and I relapsed after 2 days. And in 2010, I decided to check myself in at a place called South Coast Recovery Center, 8 kilometers away. I didn't know that I had the strength at 2 o'clock in the morning to pick up a microwave and walk to Brakpan to go and cash it for drugs. I didn't know that I had the strength to open a door, to unhinge physically a door and put it down and take out a TV. I know what it means for the sheriff to knock on the door and come and possess everything that you have. But I thank Hugh Masekela, I thank Lebo M, who sent me to a rehab center. And eventually I ended up at the South Coast where I stayed for 9 months. And after 9 months, I recovered. And after I recovered, I'm saying all this to say to you that I know that you are exposed to drugs. I know that there are drug peddlers in your school. I know that there are drug pushers in your school. I know that you have been encroached and that you have been infiltrated. But I thank the chief director and I thank the teachers that you have, because we are coming hard and strong against drugs, and we are saying hashtag say no to drugs, say no to alcohol. We are standing tall and strong. We are saying we are going to claim our future back. We are claiming our lives back. So you are seeing us today here. It's not the first time, it's not the last time. Yesterday, I celebrated 12 years clean time from drugs and alcohol that almost took my life. I wrote a number of stuff, but this is my prized possession. I wrote a book called The Door, An Addict's Journey. I launched it on the 24th of March this year. And I put it at the Melrose Arch at the venue in Sandton. I had Dr. Kumalo, I had Kabelo Mabalane, and I trust as we build a relationship, Elijah, those are some of the people that we will bring to your school to inspire you. The likes of Lebo M, the likes of Zolega Mandela to come here and inspire confidence. Leslie Sidibe, Dr. Kumalo, and they came. Penny Libiane. Soon, if you follow me, soon I'll be on Radio Metro with Tami Ngubeni talking about this book called The Door. 309 pages. And I just want to conclude. I just want to conclude with you with the last page, which is a poem called My Name is Cocaine. My name is Cocaine. Call me Coke for short. I entered this country without a passport. Ever since then, I've made lots of scum rich. Some have been murdered and found in a ditch. I'm more valued than diamonds, more treasured than gold. Use me just one time and you too will be sold. I'll make a schoolboy forget his books. I'll make a beauty queen forget her looks. I'll take a renowned speaker and make him a bore. I'll take a renowned speaker and make him a bore. I'll take your mother and make her a whore. I'll make a school teacher. I'll make a school teacher not want to teach. I'll make a preacher not want to preach. I'll take your rent money and you will get evicted. I'll murder your babies or they'll be born addicted. I'll make you rob, steal, and kill. When you are under my power, you have no will. Remember, my friend, my name is Big C. If you try me one time, you may never be free. I've destroyed actors, politicians, and many a hero. I've decreased bank accounts from millions to zero. I make shooting and stabbing a common affair. Once I take charge, you won't have a prayer. Now that you know me, what will you do? You'll have to decide. It's all up to you. The day you agree to sit in my saddle of cocaine, the decision is one that no one can straddle. Listen to me, and please listen to me well. When you ride with cocaine, when you ride with crack, when you ride with methamphetamine, when you ride with cat, you are headed for hell. So, this is not the first time through Mr. Elijah that you will see me even more, because we love you. Your future is bright, your future is beautiful. 2 days before he died, Dr. King went to a place called Memphis, Tennessee to go and address garbage workers. He was inundated with invitations from the world, but he said to them these words. He said, if it falls your luck to be a street sweeper, going out and sweep streets like Michelangelo carved marble, Swift is like Raphael painted picture. Swift is like Beethoven composed music, and like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Swift sits so well that the host of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, here lived the great street sweeper who swept his job well, close quote. I want to show you that if you want, you can download. I'm going to play an app because I'm part of something called Project Exodus, and you can download an app that can assist you, that can give you information and intelligence of how to stay clean and how to help your loved one stay clean. Can we play the app and I take my seat quickly? If you cannot be a tree, just be a bush. If you cannot be a highway, just be a trail. If you cannot be the sun, just be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you lose. Just be the best of whatever you can be. Let's pledge. Can I ask you to stretch your right hand and pretend you are looking in a mirror? Stretch your right hand. Pretend you are looking in a mirror. And don't pay attention to your neighbor. This is a time to keep quiet. You are looking at yourself. Can I ask you to repeat after me, please? Please say, I am beautiful. Ek is pragtig. Kimutle. I'm not a chicken. I'm a champion. I'm going to say no to drugs. No to alcohol. Because my future is calling me. And my future is in Europe. Is in the Americas. Is in Australia. I love you. Kia orata. Nyagnganywa. Mwah. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Mariri. I hope that everybody is inspired and motivated by that story and that you are driven. Because if you are not, we have to check your pulse. Shh, 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 shh. Calm down, guys. We're almost at the end. We're almost at the end. 2 more speakers to go. I was saying that if you are not motivated and inspired by that, then we have to check your pulse because you might be dead, because that was definitely very moving. Guys, we're coming full circle right now. The final 2 speakers are going to bring a close to our program in a way that's going to be very important because they're going to speak to us about what career paths look like through the 3-stream model. Thank you, guys. It's enough. Thank you. Through the 3-stream model. So I'm going to call Mr. Taking Kanyane to come to the stage. He's an artisan and an entrepreneur himself. So he physically works within the space that we are trying to promote to you right now. So if you could give him a moment of your time. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Hello, guys. Hello, everybody. Let me get your attention. Thank you so much for the opportunity. As for me, I'm not an orator with a gift like most of the speakers did here today. So I'm going to hit it straight on. Ne? I'm going to ask you some questions because I want you to listen very attentively. This can be the only opportunity, perhaps, that someone is... Guys,
let's calm down. Let's calm down, please.
Shh. Listen. This is very important. I want you to listen to me very carefully. Ne? Because I know some of the questions I'm going to ask, you have some of the answers. Okay, so before I get into the details of what I do and who I am, I want to ask you a couple of questions. How many of you know about vehicle brands? Vehicle brand, car brands. You know which one? Car, BMW, all right? Ford, which one? Okay, Tata, all right. So I'm going to just ask you about this because this is important. Ne? How many of you know about the brand Louis Vuitton? Oh, okay. All right, so that's a big number, okay. Gucci? Bosch? What is Bosch? You said yes. Okay, do you know the brand Bosch? B-O-S-C-H. What do they do? Say it up. It's a car. Okay, they do something to do with cars. All right. VW. Okay. Right. How many of you know the brand Samsung? Okay. All right. We're getting there. What about Dell? Do you know the brand Dell? The computer brand? Okay. Ackermans. Who knows the brand Ackermans? Oh, why are you going now? You know it. What do they do? It's a clothing company. Okay. So the relevance of my questions about these brands is very simple. Ne? All of you here, you've got surnames. Ne? Do you understand the value of having a surname? That means you've got your first name and you've got your surname. So your surname is like a brand, right? Okay? Now, all the names that we've just discussed today and I've just listed, these are family surnames. These are surnames. Guys, I want you to listen to me. When you talk or you mentioned, you're saying you're going to the shop called Ackermans. That is a surname. That's someone's surname. Do you know that? When you go to a shop and buy Louis Vuitton, that I'm sure all of you were very excited when you heard the name. That is someone's surname. Do you know that? Okay, so all these names that we are going about, very excited about, is that we are talking about surnames that are brands. So the question is, do you have any dream to make your own surname to be a brand? Yeah? You don't? Why do you say no? Sorry? You've got a career choice. Okay, I think maybe you don't understand the relevance of my question. But what I'm saying is that your surname is also a brand. Whether you're going to make it into a brand like the Ackermans, BMW, VW, Dell, and so forth, that is up to you to make that type of a choice. Okay, guys, give me a yes. Hello? Guys, listen. I'm standing here as an entrepreneur, okay? All right? So, I am not someone who's speaking here at your age. I'm going to speak to you as an entrepreneur, and I want you to understand the difference, okay? Do you know what is an entrepreneur? What's an entrepreneur? You said yes. Who said yes? You do? You own a business. So if I go and buy a franchise like KFC, am I an entrepreneur? What is the difference? You said starting your own business from scratch. Okay. So it's very important for you to understand that each and every one of you here has an opportunity to start your own businesses. How do you start a business? You have an idea. You start with an idea. Okay. I'm going to make this very interesting for you because I know you can relate to the following. Do you know what is the one place on earth that has got wealth sitting that was never used? Do you know about a cemetery? What is happening at the cemetery? Right. The cemetery is the one place where you find a lot of ideas that were never fulfilled. Do you understand what I mean by that? Okay? So I'm saying to you that you can have an idea today at your age of becoming something or doing something. Okay? And that idea can start to be worked on and be nourished right here. You don't have to wait until a certain age to develop an idea into realizing it. Do you understand that? Okay. I'm going to then tell you a little bit about myself. I'm an engineer by profession, okay? When I finished matric, I went and studied what is called quantity surveying. Do you know what that is? You don't know. Okay, so in the engineering sector or space, there's something called the built environment. We've got a lot of engineering studies, right? When we talk about the built environment, we're talking about, for an example, quantity surveying, architectural studies, civil engineering, and so forth and so forth. Do you know what I'm talking about? Can anybody relate to what I'm saying? You don't know what I'm talking about? You do know. What's a civil engineer? What do civil engineers do? Civil engineering. You do? Okay, so that is what I studied at school, and all I can tell you is that whatever you study and decide to study in the vocational space, which is where I'm at, it's something that can prepare you to become self-employed. I know a lot of my colleagues spoke about careers that you can study to go and work for somebody. Are you listening to me? I am here to try and show you that you can do something and study something that can prepare you to become self-employed. By being self-employed is that you can study electrical studies, and then sooner or later you can own your business in electrical engineering and practice in the business of electricity. You can do the same thing with building engineering. You understand? You can do the same thing with automotive engineering. Okay? I know this is not a very exciting topic. We'll clap hands on it, but it's a very serious decision to make, that you don't have to study up until matric to take this decision. And I own a college, okay, in Randburg, wherein we are taking young people from grade 9, okay? You don't have to study up until matric. From grade 9, you can come to our college and start a career that can prepare you to become self-employed. That is one of the streams that our colleagues spoke about when you talk about vocational learning. Okay? You seem very tired. I think the young people are tired. So, you're tired, ne? Okay. No, I think they're young. But anyway, the point I was trying to make here with you is that you don't have to study something in order to work for somebody. You can come to our college. We'll give you our details where you can prepare you to become self-employed in the field of engineering. The last part I want to show you is that you guys have got a lot of access to information than many years ago in a form of technology. Most of the lessons that you can learn can be done online through YouTube and so forth, instead of TikTok. I know you guys like TikTok, but you can do more with YouTube because that is a source of information to give you guidance in terms of what type of vocational training interests you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Nkanyane. Guys, we've reached the end of our program. We have one more speaker. Whoa. One more speaker. We have one more speaker from the Ekurhuleni TVET College. The college is just around the corner from you, so some of you might find yourselves there. I'm going to call Zugo up to the stage. He's our final speaker for the day. After that, we'll just give you a little bit more insight about the stands, and then we'll be able to release you guys.
Thank you, Bob. Good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? I'll be very, very short. Am I audible enough? I'll be very, very, very short because I can see you are tired. You are tired. I remember when I used to be a lecturer many, many years ago, I used to teach students, and they were like, I'm tired. Yeah. Then I leave them. Yeah, my name is Zugo Mbolegwa. I'm the Marketing and Communications Assistant Director at Ekurhuleni East TVET College. I'm here to tell you about a few things. Lapa Ekurhuleni East TVET College, we do have a college that accommodates students. There's something that was said by a lady who was speaking as a motivational speaker here, who said colleges are there for people who like to work with hands. That's a serious misconception. Colleges are there both for academic and for practical work. We've got campus I6 around Eguruleni. We've got 6 campuses. We've got this one that is Benoni. I'll encourage you to go there to find out. I know majority of students, when they're in high school, they all dream about going to university. I can tell you now and here, I went to university myself. I'm still a student. I'm doing PhD with UJ. But university is just overrated, if I can be honest with you. When you study in any TVET college across the country, one thing that we specialize in, your first job comes through us. Immediately after you are done with us. So it is important that you consider TVET colleges in your line. We've got employment rate, TVET college, 92%. Because majority of our students, they know their job. And they know what they do. But I'm not going to waste your time. I just want to say, when you want to apply for NSFAS, even if you apply NSFAS, you want to go to university, you are allowed to go to utilize our campus, Benoni. Even if you are applying for NSFAS for university, or to apply for NSFAS, or apply for any bursary, our facilities are public facilities. You can go there, request an appointment, ask someone who's going to assist you, and you apply for any bursary. Or when you want to access the number of bursaries that we've got, not only at TVET colleges, but just with higher education and training, you are free to visit us, ask for a student support service, they're going to assist you. With that said, I hope I was short enough. Thank you very much. You may enjoy your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zugo. I'm going to invite one of your colleagues to come up just to say thank you and to say goodbye on behalf of the school. You know, this is your peer, guys. Perhaps maybe you'll listen to her a bit more.
Good afternoon, Wordsworth. I just came here to give a vote of thanks to all our guests for giving us information. Knowledge is power, and I hope that we're going to take this and use it to our advantage. To all the grade 11s, I encourage you to work hard. And to all the matriculants, I encourage you to work even harder, because as Ms. Vicky Vilagazi said, that it's not the way you begin, it's the way you end. And thank you for such a wonderful event. It only comes once. And thank you to everyone. Good afternoon.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks to you for your time, guys. Thank you for your patience. We know we've kept you in the sun. Please engage the stands. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Please engage the stands. There's various stands across the TVET colleges there, and everything else is around. But thank you very much.
I would like it if you could find young people to write a nice message to other kids.
I decided to teach because I really want to make a difference.
So we need something by the kids for the kids. So if you can get it when they're ready.
Learners don't want our opinion.
I don't think a lot of learners take the subject seriously.
I was taught that sex gives you AIDS.
I knew that sex was a bad thing to do.
We grew up knowing it is taboo to talk about it.
We were a bit shy to hold each other's hand or to kiss each other.
A teacher needs to remember that this child needs support.
I'm Dino Ranaga. Welcome to Breaking the Silence. This series aims to give our youth a platform to voice their opinions about sexuality and other related concerns, and also encourage our learners to tell their educators how they want to be taught about sexuality.
I Googled everything I need to know about sex. Yes, I did that. Better than not knowing.
My mom does not even want me to speak about it in front of her, so I'd rather open up the dictionary and check it myself. What I found out was quite amazing. Sexual intercourse between two people, etc., etc. Then I understood from that point onwards.
Do any of you know any teen parents?
Yes.
Really?
I was like the perfect child, did nothing wrong, and I was top this, top that. So she had high expectations of me, and she didn't think I would do things like this.
It was like even in LO class, when you get to that topic, when it's like sex, you felt that for most teachers, like, let us just skip it.
Should maybe your condom burst while having sex? Do you think you might be ready for that consequence, your pregnancy?
No.
I think no matter how much we can implement sexual education
And no matter how involved we can be in those learners' lives, at the end of the day, we cannot make choices for them.
You have to know what you like and dislike. You have to learn how to say no.
Now we should look beyond teaching people to abstain, because we've tried that method and it clearly has failed.
So kids are scared to approach their parents with these kind of things, you know what I'm saying?
It is said that for many South African girls, violence and abuse are an inevitable part of their school environment.
And then he started to beat me up, grabbed me by my hair, banged my face on the floor. And from then, that's when he started to rape me.
It is every teenager's right to feel safe.
People think that, oh no, she wears things like that.
So she deserves it.
Yeah, she was asking for it. She flirted with me. She wanted it.
It's important to emphasize that it is not what girls or women wear that leads them to be raped or be sexually violated. It is, in fact, what we as men and boys do to women daily in objectifying them or looking at them as just mere sexual objects.
Have you drank at school?
I was in primary school that time.
It's happening in our schools, and I'm quite aware of it.
Children selling substances.
When I took my first pull of weed or my first joint, I didn't know that a few years later I'd be living in a crack house with a needle in my arm.
When you talk to learners, sometimes you think you're open enough, but at the same time you're not.
As learners, what is it that they must do as educators?
I think I think gays and also lesbian as
Right now we're giving children mixed messages because of our own judgments and biases, and we need to begin to close that gap.
I actually want a better future for myself.
Mina igama lami nguMonica Mwakhe, iposition yami la ngi-intervention specialist, ngisebenza ngokuhlukunyezwa kwabafazana nabantwana nabafana. Siyazama ukunceda kakhulu ezintweni ezinjengema-gender based violence, ukuhlukunyezwa ne-sexual abuse kakhulu ebantwaneni. Khona manje njengoba kuba ne-COVID-19, kwaphela abantu baphelelwa imisebenzi. Abantu bahlala ekhaya kwaba ne-lockdown e-strict. Bese mhlambe kube nokungazwani kahle endlini, bese kuchaphazelele ebantwaneni bayibone lento ukuthi yenzakala, bona bayipractice ngaphandle. They are vulnerable. I-vulnerability yabo yiyo le enza ukuthi ekugcineni kube ama-target. I would say it's a good idea for them to go back to school, because mabahlele ekhaya they are not monitored. Mabasesikoleni at least bazokwazi ukuthi umntwana uzoba nokuthi uthole i-sanitizer, uthola i-mask, uthola indlela yokuwasha izandla. Masihleli la ekhaya azikho lezo zinto, siyabaxosha nathi sithi bayasidina bayodlala ngaphandle, bahlangane nabanye, bahlangane nabantwana abanye badlale nabo kanjalo babe infected ngale COVID-19. So abantwana abancane they are easy ukuthi uba monitor just to guide them to the correct way. So I think ukuthi mababuyela esikoleni they will understand better. Abothisha abantu ababanika indlela yokuthi bafunde ngayo.
I'm Mara Glennie. I'm the founder of an organization called Tears, which was founded to help rape victims anywhere in South Africa, whatever their age or belief or color or religion is. And one must remember that abuse is normally done to a child by a well-known person. It is not stranger danger, that's a lie. Allow your child to be able to tell you anything. Without expressing shock, you can express concern, caring and love. But your child should be able to tell you anything. I think that returning to school is incredibly important because the roles that the school plays in a child's life is teaching many skills that people in the homes don't have the ability to teach. So what we need to do is we need to learn that there are rules that are for the safety of the child. And how best do we make sure that whatever rules we enforce helps the child not to get COVID, not to be hurt. So how you treat your child today, how your child is in school, will affect them for the rest of their lives. So we need to be a society that genuinely cares. And the old days of a child being seen and not heard is long gone. We need to hear their pleas for help.
I decided to teach because I really want to make a difference in children's lives.
I know a lot of adults will say kids never know when they're ready.
Learners don't want our opinion.
I don't think a lot of learners take the subject seriously.
I was taught that sex gives you AIDS.
I knew that sex was a bad thing to do.
We grew up knowing it is taboo to talk about it.
We were a bit shy to hold each other's hand or to kiss each other.
A teacher needs to remember that this child needs support.
I'm Dino Ranaga. Welcome to Breaking the Silence. This series aims to give our youth a platform to voice their opinions about sexuality and other related concerns, and also encourage our learners to tell their educators how they want to be taught about sexuality.
I Googled everything I need to know about sex. Yes, I did that. Better than not knowing.
My mom does not even want me to speak about it in front of her, so I'd rather open up the dictionary and check it myself. What I found out was quite amazing. Sexual intercourse between two people, etc., etc. Then I understood from that point onwards.
Do any of you know any teen parents?
Yes.
Really?
I was like the perfect child, did nothing wrong, and I was top this, top that. So she had high expectations of me, and she didn't think I would do things like this.
It feels like even in LO class, when you get to that topic, when it's like sex, you feel that for most teachers, like, let us just skip it.
Should maybe your condom burst while having sex? Do you think you might be ready for that consequence? Your pregnancy?
No.
I think no matter how much we can implement sexual education and no matter how involved we can be in those learners' lives, at the end of the day, we cannot make choices for them.
You have to know what you like and dislike. You have to learn how to say no. Now we should look beyond teaching people to abstain, because we've tried that method and it clearly has failed.
So kids are scared to approach their parents with these kind of things, you know what I'm saying?
It is said that for many South African girls, violence and abuse are an inevitable part of their school environment.
And then he started to beat me up, grabbed me by my hair, banged my face on the floor. And from then, that's when he started to rape me.
It is every teenager's right to feel safe.
People think that, oh no, she wears things like that. She's
so
probably,
she deserves it.
Yeah, she was asking for it. She flirted with me. She wanted it.
It's important to emphasize that it is not what girls or women wear that leads them to be raped or be sexually violated. It is, in fact, what we as men and boys do to women daily in objectifying them or looking at them as just mere sexual objects.
Have you drank at school?
I was in primary school that time.
It's happening in our schools, and I'm quite aware of it.
Children selling substances.
When I took my first pull of weed or my first joint, I didn't know that a few years later I'd be living in a crack house with a needle in my arm.
When you talk to learners, sometimes you think you're open enough, but at the same time you're not.
As learners, what is it that they must do as educators?
I think I think gays and also lesbian as
Right now, we're giving children mixed messages because of our own judgments and biases, and we need to begin to close that gap.
I actually want a better future for myself.
the community responsibility, joined with the schools as well, to read, to encourage our learners to read, our children to read, even if it can be a magazine. So if you read aloud as a parent to a child, it's going to assist the child to comprehend, and it will stay in the mind of the child to relate what he's reading and to follow, to read as parents, because we encourage it to read to lead. So if the parents can lead in the reading at home, and us as teachers will be leading at school in order to read. Why is it important for learners to read every day? It boosts their self-esteem, it improves their reading skills and their vocabulary. They are able to have empathy, and they are able to read with comprehension and understanding. They are able to construct sentences using different grammars where they know to put full stop, punctuation marks, and they are able to perform better in their academic excellency during the course of the year. So reading every day with understanding, it develops the mind of the child and improves the mind of the child to know different backgrounds of the story, to know different factions within the books. That's why it is important for learners to read every day.
A role that can be played by a parent, it's very important. It's just that maybe it's something that we should also teach ourselves as parents, because we normally push the bulk to teachers and say, children, they spend a lot of time at school, but forgetting that, yes, they spend a lot of time at school, but their time should be about learning, not just being at school. And when they are at school, they are with the different teachers. Parents are people who are closer to children, who can be the better teachers to children, because remember at the same time that the parents are the ones whom the children, when they grow, they hear the voice of their parents first. They know the culture of their parents first, what they want, what they don't want. At the first year of a child, when it comes to school, they cry, they don't want to leave their parents. So you see, if the parents can enforce the culture of learning in their homes with their children, then I think we will be a better society, because it's important. You must also enforce a culture of having books in the library, as even in the staff room, as you can see next to me, because this is where teachers come and sit and have their lunch. And when you are having your lunch, you are not using a lot of energy. You are only focusing on your lunch, because there is nothing that relaxes a person than reading books.
I want you to tell me, what do you see in the picture, ne? What do you see in the picture? One at a time. You see? There are balloons. And then what else do you see? You see there? You see the bear. What else do we see in the picture? The importance of reading sounds at the beginning for teachers, especially in grade R, equips learners with the skills for emergent reading, such as recognizing beginning sounds of their names. Also enables them to read environmental print. They also demonstrate alphabetical knowledge and increase in their curiosity to read by doing pretense reading, which also acts as a building blocks for future reading.
Mother said, "Run to school, Jabu. It's late." Whoops! Jabu ran out of the house.
I think the importance of a reading corner is that the children get a chance to read for fun, and they get access to a variety of books, and they build their vocab and the phonics and all.
The importance of reading aloud is that, first of all, you model reading to learners. It is important for learners to know how to read. They must look at you. You must pronounce words correctly so that they can, when they arrive at home, they can then start to read. Secondly, you emphasize the words when reading. Children are listening. So they listen and they see the words, they can be able to pronounce the words. Thirdly, to give meaning to what is being read. Like when you read, you give meaning. And then to promote peer reading, group reading, even individual reading, When they are at home, they are able to read for their parent. Thus, incidental reading starts. When the learners see anything that is written, they will start reading it. They will start first by doing spelling, like abocado. They will spell the word, then read it, make one word, which is meaningful. That's the importance of loud reading.
Story reading helps a lot. They develop their child's skill in reading. Remember, we're preparing them for future. We need to develop the skill of speaking. Remember, they need to be able to speak and also to read with fluency. All the children's stories, they've got pictures that attracts learners to be able to have an interest and want to read more the stories. And also to be able to write their own stories or even poems on their own. So if they have developed that skill of storytelling, it's easier the next step to write their own stories.
Hi, my name is Larato Matibela. I'm a teacher at Abraham Hlope. I'm a class teacher of grade 6B. I'm a Sesotho teacher and also an English teacher. Well, based on your topic, when children are taught to read while sharing a book, it can improve their alphabet knowledge, decoding skills, spelling, and other book-related knowledge. And then the facts that I have that it can assist in our education, it opens new world, like you can see, like our surrounding. It can build a positive reading attitude. It expands their languages, like you know that English, it's not our home language. And some of them, they are doing Sesotho at school, but they are only doing it here. But at home, they speak isiZulu and other languages. Then reading, it helps them to expand their vocab. And then also it can help them with their speech and language.
The importance of group discussion is very vital to us because we teach learners who come from different backgrounds. So this is where they get to express their views and different opinions as well as their experiences. Bayakhona ukubukana mabafunda bese umuntu nomuntu uyakhona ukuthola imotivation. Ukuthi umngani wami ufunda kahle nami ngiyafuna ukufunda kahle njengomngani wami noma umuntu enza amaphutha uyakhona ukulungisa noma balungisani ukuthi mngani senza kanje senze kanje.
The importance of a library, it's quite diverse actually, because learners are able to develop certain skills such as reading skills. It also improves on their vocabulary and they're able to reason better. And actually it boosts their confidence as well. There are quite multiple activities that learners can do at the library. They can come and read. They can also join us. We have group readings, and then we also identified learners around our schools who have learning barriers, and then we also support them by giving them reading lessons. And what I like about the library is that it provides free resources to everyone. So each and every learner is able to come in without paying anything and also benefit from the library.
To my peers as principals, I encourage them, even if in their brief meeting, encourage them, the staff to read, but start with yourself like I did. I started with myself to read a portion of book that I'm reading and share it. Have a reading corner or reading groups with teachers where we can share the story and laugh, because we know to shift the mind of being COVID related and to relax their mind. I saw it working. So I'm encouraging to my peers, let's read to lead and be the first one to share the story of the book that you have read to the staff. That will encourage and motivate them. It did with me.